Buenos dias on this lazy Sunday, and to this very first Cito AMA. We're also going to be talking about Leap Wallet, about airdrops, and about decentralized launchpads in the Cosmos ecosystem, because that is actually something that made a lot of people crazy rich in the last bull run. So it might be an interesting strategy for this bull run as well. So I want to start off talking a little bit about airdrops, because Digital Assets Rob, big shout out, big fan of him. We also did content together a couple months ago. We should actually do that again sometime. He has a very cool project coming up, a very cool game. So, and this is all around the Satoshi VM launch, which I haven't had on my radar. I saw it on Twitter before it went live, but I'm also at a point where within Cosmos, I'm losing overview of all the things that are launching and that are happening. So if I don't mention a project within Cosmos, think about outside of Cosmos. And there are ecosystems within ecosystems that are growing and exploding. And Satoshi VM is one of them that is kind of in this Bitcoin ecosystem narrative. But they launched and they are going to do an airdrop, apparently. I haven't followed it, like I said. But now people are really FOMOing. People are seeing that a lot of people on crypto Twitter are making money and pulling crazy X's, getting 5-6 figure airdrops, and everyone is FOMOing right now. I've literally never seen a airdrop FOMO like I'm seeing it right now. This means two things. Number one, we're attracting the scammers, and it is getting increasingly dangerous to claim airdrops, to play the airdrop game, because now every scammer knows how emotional this field within crypto is. So my call to action for that first part is to not claim, connect, and play every single airdrop out there without knowing what that project is, who is behind, right? And it can be in some cases that there's just an unknown team, and that's totally fine, but you need to be aware of the risks. Don't connect your wallet to unknown sites. Don't just blindly ape into an airdrop tutorial that some new YouTuber is giving. There's obviously now a lot of content on crypto YouTube. We've been doing airdrop content here pretty much since 3 years, right? Pretty much since the Uniswap airdrop back in the day, since that kind of popped. We were the first ones, and I think also the only ones, to talk about the Osmo airdrop back in January or February of 2021, before Osmosis went live, then 5 months later. So we've been continuously doing that here, but there's now a lot of new content creators and new people that pretend to be airdrop experts, and maybe they catch 1 or 2 of them that are kind of making money, but then it gets dangerous because you're just constantly aping into those things. And this is really my point to that, right? So number one, we're attracting all the scammers. Number two, as now everyone is setting up their airdrop farming strategy with 20, 30, 50, or 100 wallets, this also means the airdrop amount gets diluted massively. And if you saw, for example, the G2 airdrop or the Pyth airdrop or the Neutron airdrop or the TIA airdrop, these were airdrops that were taken, the snapshots were taken before this entire hype broke out. Now, with all the hype, it means the pie is still the same, but there's a lot more demand, a lot more people that want a piece of the pie. And it might be that, of course, you know, some of these valuations also get inflated into the billions, and the higher the valuation of the project, the bigger the airdrop you're getting. But at the same time, it might mean that you will be very disappointed. And I keep saying this to you guys. Airdrops are not there to give you free money. And that's not the purpose of airdrops. Airdrops is a bootstrapping of community and a bootstrapping of a token holder base tool. That's all it is, right? It's a marketing tool. It's just a marketing spend. It's not to give you free money. It's a marketing spend. And if you really understand that, number one, you won't have expectations. Number two, you also understand that you can't chase all of them unless you make this your full-time job. What I recommend, and I talked about this in my last video, is to use Leap Wallet. They are doing really cool stuff with their airdrop feature, which you can find if you go here. They also have, by the way, of course, a browser extension, but you can also just go here, click explore on their web app, and then you see this tab airdrops, and you see here a bunch of airdrops that are, I can't speak on behalf of the team, of course, but that are, in my view at least, vetted from the team, where the team knows that this is not a scam, those are the right URLs, and you can just go there and you will be redirected to the claim. You can be redirected to their Twitter page, and you can really do your research literally from this one pop-up here. You can also go here and you will see a list of potentially upcoming airdrops. So this is also a great feature. All airdrops, starting from also Celestia, I think they also had here, Omniflix they had here, Shade Protocol, a lot of airdrops. And I think this is a great source to really stay on top of the things, to not get scammed with URLs, to not get phished. Of course, there's always still a risk involved when connecting a wallet and claiming an airdrop, but this is really a cool feature. Speaking of which, there is a new airdrop that was actually a surprise drop, because that airdrop was not announced or anything. It just landed in our wallets, and that is the WOSMO airdrop on the Osmosis chain. And you can view it easily on Leap Wallet if you choose the Osmosis network right here. And then you see under tokens, if you click view more, that you have an Osmo balance. This is the one I have here on my demo wallet, 1,586 WOSMO. I have literally zero idea and clue about the project. But the cool thing is, this is an airdrop that was just sent to our wallet. It was for Osmo stakers at a 1-to-1 ratio, and Wasmongton at WOSMO is the account here on Twitter. Yeah, there's no expectations, I guess. It's just a meme coin. And we also covered this here on Cito on our Twitter, where we said that 200,000 plus wallets that are staking at least 10 Osmo got dropped WOSMO directly into their wallets. So if you are an Osmo staker, congratulations, you most likely got this airdrop. Next, I want to talk about this tweet here from Nick, because when I saw it, and Nick, by the way, is the CEO at coinbureau, and when I saw this, I was thinking for a second, like, wait a minute, because the last bull run, IDOs and IEOs were a huge narrative. There was literally this whole Launchpad season where Polka startup blew up, IEOs on Binance blew up, made a lot of people filthy rich. And this was, especially in 2020, a big thing. In late 2019, actually, it started, but then throughout 2020 was huge. And, you know, Nick was asking you, what are your thoughts on that? And my thoughts generally about IEOs and IDOs are definitely strong product market fit, because you need a way to roll out your token to initially attract liquidity and build your token holder base as fast as possible, and to also expose your token to a broader audience. So the product market fit is definitely there. For me, it seems like Binance captured this market mostly. They have this Launchpad or launch pool, it's called, where you can basically farm a new token. And they did this recently with Manta, and obviously, since Binance is most likely also invested in these projects, they tend to just blow up and the price just to moon. CoinList, I think, is also still relevant, I guess. They were the platform on which Solana launched their token, amongst others. And this, CoinList is still there. They actually, I think, just announced the Nibiru token launch, which also is a Cosmos chain. But I'm not sure how relevant they still are, because they fucked up a lot of things, to say like that, over the past. But I think Binance is just so dominant in that field. When it comes to decentralized platforms, I mentioned Polka Starter earlier. Those were like the big dogs back in the days. But it's just so hard for decentralized platforms to deliver high quality projects, and also to have decent, aka low valuations, and keep delivering that over time, right? So that the community can invest, while the team that is running the decentralized platform, which is kind of an ironic thing to say, but there's obviously core teams or foundations behind that, you know, they wouldn't scalp the allocation for themselves and for their friends and for their people. So it's also like that's always the question, like front running and insider trading, right? Just to say it like that. That's just a big problem for Launchpads. There is one or two in Cosmos. StreamSwap is a decentralized one, fully decentralized, built by the Omniflix team. And that is not really one where people can scalp. Eclipse is one that just launched also on Neutron. Those are kind of the two that I'm looking at that I think makes sense to keep an eye on and to see what type of projects are launching there at what valuations, right? So StreamSwap is the interchain launchpad where you can basically stream your tokens and you constantly DCA over a period of time, which means you don't have crazy fluctuations in the liquidity bootstrapping. You are basically depositing tokens into a pool, but instead of buying it all at once, you're saying, okay, I want to stream 10 Atom to this pool, but the 10 Atom are not being spent immediately, but they're spent until the end of the pool duration, right? Because there's a duration that the person who sets up the pool can set, and then you're constantly streaming, you're constantly DCAing, and you can exit anytime, but this helps a lot more with price stability, and you can see this on this chart here, right? And the final price here was 0.0032 Atom per passage, and if you look at where it is trading right now, you can see that it's trading at 0.0075. So that's a 2 point something X outperforming Atom. And that was 5 months ago. And the duration for this pool was 8 hours. So this is Passage, for example. There's also others here. Keep an eye out. You know, even Pika was launched here. Let's see what was the price for Pika. Pika was at 0.001. 0.001. Let's look at the price of Pika right now. Compared to USDC, it's at 0.016. 0.001. That's a 16x on the Pika pool here on StreamSwap. So not bad, I would say not bad. Then we also have, like I said, Eclipse. That is a newer, and I think Eclipse is more like they have a strong BD team. They have their own token, right? StreamSwap doesn't have their own token. Eclipse has their own token, which they launched. That was the first launch on their own launchpad, was the Eclipse token. And this is on the Neutron chain. And the first upcoming one here is Stable. Like I said, the first one that already happened was the Eclipse token itself. And the IDO price here, 7.5 cents. And the current price is 37.5 cents. So that is pretty much a 4 or 5x. And that's also not bad, right? Obviously, that was their own token. I'm sure, you know, they kind of made sure that this is a good flagship launch. Now, I want to answer some questions here also. And maybe we can also do this in a live stream next time. Let me know if you want that, actually. If you want a live stream or if you prefer recorded videos. I think live streams are great, actually, for AMAs. So we could do literally like a Q&A live stream. There's a question here from Darren Berwick. And by the way, I always read all the comments. Who's saying, I've been trying to find out why Thorchain RUNE is not listed on Keplr and why you can't stake it. Can't find an answer anywhere. I would be grateful any insight on this. So Thorchain is a Cosmos chain. It's built on a Cosmos SDK, actually one of the first ones, but they don't have IBC enabled. And that means that there's no DEX liquidity on Cosmos exchanges. And it's also not part of the Keplr wallet and kind of most Cosmos native wallets. That's why they have their own ecosystem. They have their own wallet, Thor wallet, they have Thorchain. XDeFi is also compatible with it. Rango, Trust Wallet as well. So they have all their own stuff, and you can just stake through that, and you can access their application from there. So that's the first question here. And yeah, this is a question I got a lot, actually, which is about timestamps, right? I also think this is like the most liked comment here, is about, yeah, timestamps on the video would be good. And guys, we are a team of 3 at Cito. We're a core team of 3 people, plus 3 editors that are kind of semi part of the team, I would say. I love the guys there. They feel like they're part of the team, but they're external. But timestamps, the thing about timestamps is that this is what Tang is doing from my team. And he usually watches the videos later and then makes timestamps based off that. But if there's one of you guys who is watching every single premiere here on this channel, every day, every premiere, you're watching the video as it goes live, you know, like you, for example, I don't want to pronounce your name wrong, then please feel free to make the timestamps, comment it under the video, just like you comment here, comment with the timestamps, and then I will add them to the video description, right? I'll just plug it in here and that's it. And done. And yeah, then other people can enjoy the timestamps, because this is something that a lot of people have asked me. And I understand this is a cool feature that always helps to navigate, especially for a video that's 20 minutes, even though I hope you guys have longer attention spans, because the rest of crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube, they're all just coming like, okay, I want to know what to buy, I want to do this. But this channel here is more educational. I want you guys to really think with me. So this would be much appreciated. Obviously, it helps also with the efficiency for us internally. And also just change this, that you can also directly, it's another question I saw people ask a lot, how can I subscribe to the Cito newsletter, to the report? And that's this link here, and that's where you land. You just put in your email address and you subscribe, and that's it, right? So this is the newsletter and the timestamps. Then there's another good set of questions right here. One from RUNE: where can we buy Cito token? And if you watched my video about inscriptions, then you are aware about the stake token, the stake Cito with hat experiment meme coin, CFT20 token. CFT20 is basically the equivalent of BRC20 on Cosmos, the Cosmos hub specifically. And we inscribed a CFT20 token there, which people could mint for free. And right now, there isn't a marketplace live yet. The Asteroid team actually made a tweet about that, where they're saying, when marketplace? That's the main question, obviously, they're getting. And the root cause for that is why it's delayed is the double buys. Because Asteroid uses an indexer that is not updating itself in real time. It cannot execute in real time, because the inscription works in a way that validators are not really seeing the inscriptions, because the inscriptions are part and kind of embedded into a transaction, right? They're in the end just transactions. The example they're giving here, how to explain that, is that if you're trying to buy an inscription and you send 5 atom, and the same block, someone else clicks the button just a second later and sends 5 atom as well, the receiver, the seller, gets 10 atom, but only Otis, the one who was faster, gets the inscription, while the seller gets 10 atom. So those are double buys or double spends, because it is invisible to validators. And this is tricky, but they're saying that they have a solution that they want to implement and ship soon. But that's why it takes time for the marketplace to ship. There is an unofficial marketplace called Royd Station, where people are already trading. $3.4 thousand is the trading volume in the past 24 hours here for the stake token. Current price is a tenth of a cent. And you can actually buy tokens here, but just be aware that this problem here is still existent, right? So they're saying that there's an 8 to 10 second delay, and you need to really understand the double buy risk here before you just blindly buy these offers, right? Now, another question here from Samuel. For people new to Cosmos, what would be the minimum Atom token to stake for potential airdrops going forward? I have some TIA stake with Cito, thanks for that, and Milk TIA as well. Great question. I would say the minimum at this point is probably $500 worth of Atom. $500 worth of Atom. I think that has been one of the requirements for the Archeo airdrop, which is still coming up, a chain that focuses on resolving RPC infrastructure, built by the team that has also built Shapeshift, and also Chad Barrowford, who is the main guy at Thorchain, right? That's like the Archeo team. There's a huge airdrop coming for the Atom community as well. At least that's my last knowledge that I have about this project and the airdrop. And one of the requirements there was to have, I think, LP positions and staking positions, if I remember correctly on top of my head, of at least $500. So at the same time, we're seeing projects requiring at least 25 Atom. So I would say minimum 25. To be on the safe side, at least $500, which is over 50 Atom right now because it's below $10. So that's your my answer. For TIA, I would say also at least 25, maybe even more, because like I said earlier, right, there's now this huge inflow of airdrop hunters. So the requirements will only go up from here, because of course they don't want to like airdrop tokens to hundreds of thousands of farmers. They want to airdrop tokens to potential users. Miguel saying buenos dias. Also have the Spanish channel. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And I think, you know, this is really the bottom line. Don't overdo it with the airdrops. There's going to be plenty of opportunity in the bull run. Focus on less, but go deeper inside, right? Focus on less, but really become an expert in that. And then maybe with 10-20% of your money, and also a wallet there's kind of your burner wallet where you don't have your long-term positions on it. That's maybe the one where you can go out in the mud and try out all these testnet tutorials, claim these exotic airdrops. Because like I said earlier, this is very risky, and it only gets more risky from here. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little Q&A. Maybe next time we can also do this in a live stream. Let me know if that's what you want. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, guys, and be good.